Welcome, Monster fans, to San Antonio, Texas, in the Alamodome. We're here for TNN's Motor Madness 2000 Recreation Series, brought to you by Arena Motorsports Events, as we get ready to get into the monster truck racing. Motor Madness. Starting off with round one of racing, the Sunday Impact vs. Nitro Machine, 𝑵𝒊𝒂𝒅𝒄𝒂𝒕𝒐𝒓 vs. Eradicator, Goldberg vs. Reptoid Machine, Gunslinger vs. Bustin Looser, and Reptoid vs. Krunch. Cliff Thomas out of Atlanta, Georgia, driving the 99 Astro van called Nitro Machine, going up against John 𝒐𝒐𝒔𝒆 out of Frackville, Pennsylvania, driving the Sudden Impact. This is another J-Hook style course, just like Atlanta from last show. Nitro Machine has that run there, but Sudden Impact completely takes a turn too early. That will disqualify him, as it'll go to Nitro Machine. 𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒕𝒐𝒓 out of Pottsville, Pennsylvania, driving Eradicator. He'll go up against the mysterious NWO driver, making his debut at this event, as the NWO has not given us any information on him. As we get into the turn, both of them have a nice run, but it'll go to the NWO there, just beating out 𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒂𝒕𝒐𝒓. Thomas from Atlanta, Georgia, driving Goldberg. And Jim Jack driving the Reptoid out from Milton, Florida. Reptoid in the close lane over here. As we get into race 3 of round 1, and Goldberg's over. Looks like he's been shut off, as it'll go to Reptoid there. Unfortunate for Goldberg. Ron Nelson out of Conroe, Texas, driving the underpowered Bustin Looser machine, going against Gunslinger, driven by Scott Hartsock out of Oldsmar, Florida. Bustin Looser is one of the closest to the ground trucks, as we have a straight line down the rear, but it'll go to Bustin Looser, as it looks like something went wrong in the cab there with Gunslinger. Scott Stevens and King Krunch out of Spring, Texas. And Dennis Anderson driving the 1950 Chevy panel van called Gravedigger. Both of these trucks will have to speed down the straightaway here, as Gravedigger goes off course. That Gravedigger 7 is still giving him some problems, as it'll go to King Krunch. So getting to the quarterfinals, Nitro Machine vs. NWO, Reptoid vs. Bustin Looser, and Eradicator vs. King Krunch. As it's a WCW showdown here in this race. Oh, NWO with a penalty there, but Nitro Machine does not hit the car lane straight on, so it'll go to NWO, as we got Bustin Looser versus Reptoid here. Nice straight down the lane, as Reptoid wheelies into the side of there, as he will get shut off, as it'll go to Bustin Looser. Unfortunate for Reptoid. Eradicator versus King Krunch. Eradicator's got the start, as King Krunch is smoking there. That looks like he might have blown something, as it'll go to the Eradicator. As we get into the semifinals, NWO versus Bustin Looser, and Eradicator will be taking on Nitro Machine, who was a fast loser. Both of these trucks are long, but Bustin Looser has the start there. Kind of a wonky straightaway, but it'll go to Bustin Looser. An unfortunate one for the NWO truck. Nitro Machine, the fast loser from the last round. Let's see if he can defeat the Eradicator to go into the semifinals, as the Eradicator will get 5 seconds of points. And he will miss the car lane, so looks like that'll go to Nitro Machine there. So we get to the final race, Bustin Looser vs. Eradicator. Independent showdown here. Bustin Looser is fast down the straightaway though. Eradicator hits the turning pole. So it looks like it'll go to... Also, go to the Eradicator as Bustin Looser missed the car lane with the tires. Eradicator starts our freestyle with the car lane hit. Going over the red line there. Eradicator took the racing win, but he's going out first for freestyle, so let's see if he can give a good impression to the judges as he takes out that turning pole. Not a lot of air there off of the racing ramp as he goes over that way. Going for the back of the yellow lane again. Not a lot of air in this run, but he does have them, is keeping up momentum. There's a little awkward hit there as he's turning around to hit that car lane again, or racing lane again. Over the back of that tough truck ramp. Into some cyclone action. As he takes out another pole going over the tough truck ramp. Or that might be a quad bike crap. I'm not entirely sure. Eradicator. Going for that single car there, sitting it straight up into the air. As he goes for the yellow lane. Hitting the racing lane backwards, taking out a pole. Oh, a nice slide there as he goes back over the ramp he just hit. Oh, really close to touching the wall there. Nice sky wheelie right there as he takes out that pole. And the poles seem to be a thing for abuse when it comes to freestyle. If he tries to get more cyclones out. Over that ramp thing there. As he gets spun around backwards. As he goes for that, clips it, and he goes over on his lid. That'll be it for 𝑵𝒊𝒕𝒂𝒅's Eradicator truck. As not much happened in this run, with only one pretty good moment. 𝑵𝒊𝒕𝒂𝒅 and Eradicator get a score of a 20. Next up, Ron Nelson and Bustin Looser, the runner-up to racing. As he'll start with the car lane hit there. As he turns back over the racing lane, barely hitting the wall. As he backs it up. That won't give him a lot of points. But he's putting it back to driving over the car lane. Honestly, kind of surprised how he got so far. Oh, and he goes up and over on his lid. That'll be it for Ron Nelson's Bustin Looser. The short run won't get him a lot of points. And rolls it really early into the run. That'll give Ron Nelson and Bustin Looser a score of a 10. Next up, 𝑗ohn_𝑐𝒊𝒅's Sudden Impact. Another independent, as he gets a nice slap wheelie there. Didn't see much of him in the 1999 season. He hoped to have a good season this with a nice sky wheelie. As he goes over that ramp there. Some nice air, another nice sky wheelie there. As he turns it around to go back down the track, going over that single car. Seems to be giving the truck some problems. Over the red lane he goes. As he turns it over this racing lane. Didn't get far in racing, but he seems to be having a good freestyle so far. Over the yellow lane. Nice sky wheel there with a nice bounce. As he puts it into some cyclones. As he goes back down the track. Straight up and down off that car lane with some nice air as well. Another near straight up and down sky wheelie. He goes over the racing lane here. As he crossed the red lane. No one's been driving over that barricade like I thought they would. Some nice air there. It's the biggest air I've seen off of that ramp so far. As he puts it into some Cyclones again. It looks like that'll end the run for sudden impact. A nice run there. With some nice highlights, getting it straight up and down with some nice air up the car lane. As he goes again for the back of the racing lane with another nice sky wheelie. And getting some nice air, the biggest air off of that so far, with John 𝒐𝒐𝒔𝒆 sudden impact score but 22. That'll put him in the lead, I think. Next up, 𝑗imJack's Reptoid Machine. Didn't do good in racing. He wheelied straight into the wall, getting shut off early. But he seems he's wanting to win freestyle here. Not much so far, not really keeping the momentum up. Though he has some nice run down that lane as he clips that ramp there. Back over it the other way, but not a lot of air. Oh, onto wheels, but he managed to pull it down. As he goes for the red lane over almost. He manages to keep it going. As the Reptoid Machine is not doing too good, in my opinion. Some nice air there. Oh, and over on his lid. That's an unfortunate one for the Reptoid. He clipped the ramp, and that just ended it for him automatically. 𝑗imJack's Reptoid getting a 15. That would not put him in the lead. Next up, Scott Hartsock and Gunslinger. Bringing it out with some nice, fast action. Not hit a lot so far. Nice red lane hit straight up and down. So he sets it back down and going back the other way. As the Gunslinger goes over that, and oh, he's over on his lid. Very similar to Atlanta. A short run, might not get a lot of points. Straight up and down, straight into a wheelie as well with that red lane hit. But he went for the thing over there, clipped the yellow car, and that just caused him to roll it over. That'll give Scott Hartsock and Gunslinger score of an 8. Next up, the mysterious NWO. As he starts off with a racing lane hit. Going to the other side for that weird ramp there. He's got the speed, though he doesn't have the hits a lot. Nice slap wheelie there. Into that ramp though. As he's turning it around over the racing lane. They don't have a lot to hit out here, so I don't expect much. Going back over that, oh, on 2 wheels, and he sets it back down with a nice sky wheelie. Into some cyclones. This mysterious truck is really keeping it simple with this plain black, oh, straight up and down like sudden impact. Keeping the standard black gear as he goes over the yellow lane. Really gives him that mysterious vibe. As he goes sideways over the racing ramp, nearly into the wall, but he just managed to brake in time. As he's going back to the end. And over the racing lane with a nice sky wheelie. Very close to the wall there. Nice sky wheelie on one wheel, and that'll end his run real quick. That's an unfortunate one for NWO. Though he did have a nice sky wheelie, and luckily kept it on all fours as he hit that ramp. As he went over it backwards with a nice wheelie. Surprised he didn't roll it over there. As he had some great moments, really. Probably the most we've seen so far. As he had an unfortunate hit on the red lane, rolling it on his lid, giving the NWO a score of 24, giving him the lead. Next up, Cliff Thomas in the Nitro Machine. He starts off with a racing lane, or not racing lane, but that ramp up there. Luckily keeping it on all fours. As his the Nitro Machine's running Atlanta with Joe Payne. He nearly rolled it over on his first hit. As he takes out another pole. People really do not like these poles out here. Going over their racing lane again. As he's trying to get some cyclones, but just can't get it out of it. He's taking out another pole. Getting real close to the wall there. As he goes around everything there. Over the yellow lane, not a lot of air speed, as he gets a nice air off the back of that ramp. As he takes out the final pole, for some reason. Over the weird ramp, and oh, just like Atlanta, rolling it over somehow, and back on all four wheels. As he got shut off, let's hope he can get it fired back up. And he's back out there on the track, driving down. Oh, and that's gonna roll him over. That's an unfortunate hit there for Cliff Thomas in the Nitro Machine. Very similar to what happened in Atlanta with Joe Payne rolling it over on his lid, but somehow back on all fours. As he goes for the ramp again, but this time getting an awkward bounce off of that landing pad and over on his lid. Cliff Thomas in Nitro Machine with a score of a 19. Next up is Tom Ince in the Goldberg Machine. So far, he's had an amazing show at Atlanta, I think. And this 2000s futuristic SUV body really wows the crowd. Not a lot of momentum so far. Hopefully he can get it up and going. As he goes for that ramp there. On two wheels for a little bit. Over the red lane. Straight up and down. He seems to be playing kind of conservative here. As he gets a nice sky wheelie there. Over to the other side of the track. With a smooth racing lane hit there. As he turns around. And goes for that weird ramp. Oh, onto Wiggles, and he sets it back down. So far, Tom Ince is keeping it conservative, probably not wanting to break the truck so early. As he gets into some cyclones. As he's going for the back of the... Oh, as he nosedives it there. Somehow the truck managed to keep it on all fours. As he's going back over the yellow lane. As he has an awkward bounce there. Back for that weird ramp. Oh, when he's over on his lid. That's an unfortunate bounce as well. As he had a nice starting it out, just a little conservative. Onto wheels there for a little bit. And he clips the yellow line just like the other trucks before him. And he rolls it on his lid, giving Thomas a score of a 23. Putting him in second. Next up, last but not least, Dennis Anderson in the 𝑵𝒊𝒂𝒅. Starting off with that yellow car, or red singular car out there. Not a lot of air as he goes over the yellow lane. Some nice air off the back of that ramp. Again for the car, and he sets it straight up and down. But luckily he's keeping it on all fours. Hopefully he doesn't roll it over too early into the run. Oh, sending it backwards. Giving the fans something different to see. As he throws it into some cyclones. Some very... It's nice to see trucks do cyclones every now and then. As he goes to the end of the track. Oh, hits the car lane but doesn't flip it, unlike Goldberg. As he goes back over the red lane, keeping the truck together. As this truck's been really giving him some problems all season long, starting out in Atlanta. As he's going for that singular red car. Oh, and he saves it somehow. That's a nice run that'll definitely give him some points from the judges as he gets an awkward bounce there. Putting it into some cyclones. It's not a good place for him though, as he nearly hits the wall before he stops. That'll be it for 𝒓𝒐𝒂𝒅 with some nice run. Cliff in that yellow car lane, but still keeping it on all fours unlike other trucks. As he goes for that red car, but sits it on his side, giving Dennis Anderson and 𝒓𝒂𝒅 score with 23. As your freestyle winner will be the mysterious NWO. And thank you, Monster fans, for tuning in. We'll see you next time on the Random Motorsports Events Recreation Series at Indianapolis.